So, yeah, we got the pre-campaign collab action. They're giving us a heads up on who's the bonus servants are. Oh, I can see why everybody's confused, because they would see this and they fucking see Odysseus, while everybody else technically is kind of in the Fate, whatchamacallit, Fate Samurai Remnant in technicality, but just understand that this is FGO strength ups, right? Like power ups, event bonuses. So, yeah, I can see why people make mistakes. But yeah, these are your essentially attack up and bomb point. We don't know the percentages, so we actually don't know how much they're gonna affect the story. Understand the order of operation is always as follows: 100% equals welfare, plus gotcha servant. Okay, that's about 100%. For 4 to 5 stars. 4 and 5 stars. Anything that is, what is it? It's 150 and 30, 10, right? How did the last event go? It's best you just fucking check the last event and just be like, yeah. Yeah, 100%, 50%. So they go straight to 50%. Okay. So yeah, in writing here, chat. Essentially 100%, 50% is event related. 30% and below is association. Association, quest, side quests. Association, side quests, etc. Right? So that's the parameter. We have none of these, so we don't know who's who. The odd one out is Spartacus, Odysseus. Well, I can't say odd one out because technically they're not all odd one out. They all have some relations and relativities to them. Hmm. I genuinely don't know who's like out of the picture because everybody here is out of the picture. Was it Yagi Yunidori in FaceTime Night Remnant? No, but also understand that Yagyu Munenori is a person who kinda was around that time era. Not really, but really. Well, actually, the best way to describe this guy is he's a Genji servant. So that kind of gives you a hint, right? Understand that he is a Genji portrait, Genji basic traits on it. So that kind of should give you a quote unquote hint on why he is quote unquote related. He's also the classic quote unquote right here, right? The peerless swordsman. The peerless swordsman definitely has some commonality with Samurai Remnant. It's just not out of the ordinary. Like Yagyu being here is not out of the ordinary at all. Just because it's a JP event. See, a lot of the people don't ask the question. Right? A lot of people don't ask this question. I'm hearing like, oh, XYZ servants are here. Why are they all here? I just don't understand why people are not asking where's Raiko. Like, there's no Raiko Lancer, there's no Raiko Berserker. Like, why you know people talk about this? Technically, you can technically also say Raiko Lancer did show up in the New Year's, right? Technically, she did. Because if you don't know, technically in the New Year's, she came in at with what's her face? Where's the fucking gotcha? Fuck it, just go all the way down. By go all the way down, we can get to yeah, Happy New Year Yamato Takeru banner. I also brought hot on Cheetos. So you brought snacks too. I too as well. I brought Lay's classic chips. I'm a basic bitch. All right. Just wanted something salty, so grab the simplest shit. Oh yeah. In technicality, um, where is Lancer Ryko? There we go. In technicality, Lancer Ryko is here. Technically, before Samurai Remnant started, technically the Ryko Lancer is there. But if you actually read the strengths, there is no Ryko Berserker. Where's the fucking 5-star Ryko Berserker? Right? There is none. No Ryko Berserker here. And also, if you look at Lancer, it's Li Shun and Kufulin. I ain't gonna lie to you. Where's Ryko Lancer? Right? The fundamental part of nobody talking about Ryko. Ryko is not in the zoo. Ryko missing. Right? If you know, you don't. If you know, if you don't, just understand. Wow, that'd be so weird. That'd be so fucking weird if we're gonna start the fucking year with a writer. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Cat. Here's the thing, Cat. There's also somebody else missing in this quote unquote attack bonus too. Can you guess who it is? Can you guess who it is? Okay. Seems y'all can't guess. So, Gio, no, Gio's right here. Yo, you miss right here. Assassin Paraiso. She's right there. Tamamo? Yes. 5-star Tamamo is missing. Now, don't worry. Tamamo Cat is there to fill her role because everybody likes Tamamo Cat than Tamamo, right? So Tamamo Cat is here. So don't worry. The Tamamo is covered, okay? So while a lot of people are going to think Arya is going to be a rider, if they want to play dickish, or if they want to go technical, they can technically put Tamamo Arya in alter ego. They technically can. Just due to the fact that Tamamos and the Sakura Fives are the OG alter ego. Technically, they can insert a Tamamo in an alter ego slot. Technically, right? I'm going technical. But if they want to complete the trifecta, right, the quote-unquote Saber all the way to Berserker route, she will be definitely in the Rider route. Understand that there is Tamamo 9s, and if you've noticed, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Technically, 7 neutral classes, or 7 basic classes. And then, if they get lazy, right? If they're gonna be lazy, they can do this. Because in technicality, right? OG Tamamo has 3 tails. Technically. OG Tamamo at her final ascension technically has 3 tails. Technically. So once we see a Saber Tamamo, Archer Tamamo, Lancer Tamamo, Rider Tamamo, Caster Tamamo, Assassin Tamamo, and Berserker Tamamo, that's 7 classes, right? But also understand that the caster has +2. So if they want to take the cop way, they can technically make this into a 9, Tamamo 9 circumstances, where they only have to do 7 Tamamos instead of 9 Tamamos in total, which is completely bullshit, but the possibility is there. Koyami not part of the 9. Okay, so you need to be informed. No, she is not. Understand that both, okay? Actually, Tamamo, yeah, disambiguation will be the best portrait. Understand that so far, the Tamamo 9s are Tamamo no Mai, Tamamo no Cat. This is not a Koyan. This is not a Tamamo variant. This is also not Tamamo variant. Also, technically, these are 2 sisters. Technically. These 2 are sisters. They are not related. They are Tamamo faces. I think that's the best way to describe them. These two are technically Tamamo faces. You know how you have Saber face, you have Sakura face, Rin face, blah blah blah, right? So understand that these two, and the reason why it's very confusing is because she used the alias Vitch, and Tamamo Vitch is part of Tamamo 9. But she used the alias to hide herself for who she really was. So Vitch is not her real name. It was fake. So a lot of people, including us until Tunguska, thought that she was part of the Tamamo 9. The possibility was there. But when we got Koyanskaya of the Light, we got Koyanskaya of the Dark, we figured out the Beast L's profile, we finally acknowledged and put a stamp that says she is not Tamamo 9. Now, do understand that she is a Tamamo variant, right? Understand that she has technically no relations with Koyanskaya because she wanted to look like Koyanskaya, okay? She took the quote-unquote construction. She essentially, you know how you're like, don't copy my homework 1-to-1, right? That's essentially what fucking Koyanskaya Light / Dark did. They just kind of copied Tamamo / the Fox Spirit circumstances and just kind of said, hey, let me try to be that. She's fake? Yes, because a lot of people still mistake this, mistake them as Fox. They are not Fox. They are Rabbit. And that's very important as well. They are Rabbit. They are not foxes. It's the quote unquote ultimatum to differentiate them for the last time, right? If there's some like Tamamo nut job, they're just like, they're Tamamo 9s! You just hit them with that. You just say, understand that if you look close enough, they're not foxes, they're technically rabbits. But if they say they are Tamamo variants, you are correct. Because they are Tamamo variants. But they have no relationship with Tamamo except the face. They are Tamamo faces. But Tamamovich does exist. Yes, Tamamovich does exist. Tamamovich is part of the Tamamo 9s. However, apparently, somehow, some way, her ID got stolen and social security card was taken. And there was somebody that's a rabbit that started to impersonate as a fox. And these are your culprits right here. Is Lancer part of 9? No, because Lancer is Caster. If you don't know, and they make sure they clear that up once again in Seawater Crisis this year, that Tamamonomae Lancer is technically Tamamonomae in her summer outfit. You kind of know this if you played the game for the very first time. They explained this shit in the first summer event. But don't worry, if you don't believe me or doubt me, as always people do, when the Sea Water Crisis event comes out, Seawater Crisis comes out as an event, they will put that question to rest because Tamamo will specifically state these words of saying, it's my swimsuit. It's true. Like, a lot of people got these shit confused. Because to this day, we only have 2 out of 9 Tamamos, technically. However, tail-wise, if you want to count the tails, we technically have 4 tails out of 9. That is a technical term due to the fact that Tamamo no Mae can grow up to 3 in her final ascension. So, tail wise, we have 4 tails. But variant wise, we only have 2 variants. It's not Skadi, it's Skasaha. I know what you're talking about. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page and other people that are reading are on the same page. Because there is a distinction between Skadi and Skasaha. And that's the same concept that Skadi is not Skasaha and Skasaha is not Skadi. But they are Shisho face, right? Same concept here. Koreanskaya, Tamamo face. Yes, because Kasaha, not Skadi, because of runes and all that shit. It's all good. It's all good. I knew what you were talking about. I just wanted to make sure that the other people that are new to this know that difference, right? Because you probably knew what you were saying, and I knew what you were saying. It's just to make sure that the newer people understands that there is a significant difference noticing Skasaha and Skadi. It's all good, brother. It happens. Trust me, I've known this lore for 9 plus fucking years. It's very difficult. There's so many lore jumbled up everywhere, here and there, and I'm just like scratching my brain paper, brain cell paper, and be like, bah, 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 bah. So with the final ascension of Tamamo plus Cat and Arya, we would technically will have up to 6 tails. No, we would technically will have up to 5 tails. If Arya doesn't grow a tail, right? That's the fundamental point, Sleepy, right? That's the fundamental point that you must understand. Tamamo Cat only has 1 tail, and she will only continue to only have 1 tail because that's what she is. Okay, she will only have 1 tail. Spirit, 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 right? She only has 1 tail as Tamamo Cat. Fun fact, noticing the difference between Sprite 1 and Sprite 2 is one of the hardest things as Tamamo no Mae, because she was one of the OG 5 stars, so her ascension picture is so fucking, cheap. I'm sorry I miscounted on Tamamo no Mae. That's all good, brother. But, yeah, no. Do you know the difference between Ascension 1 and Ascension 2, chat? It is a very difficult question to those people who started out the game. Yeah. So, this is Ascension 1. Ascension 2. The only difference in Ascension 2 is actually an additional tail. So, this is Ascension 1, okay? There's no tail here. Now, we switch it to Ascension 2, there's a tail hiding behind the hair. It's fucking unreal. They got away with that, by the way. It's pretty funny. It's pretty fucking funny. But once you get to Ascension 3, noticeable, very nice, completely different sprite, 3 tails, right? You can clearly see 1, 2, 3, right? No way! Plus 1 tail. Yeah, they got away with it, dude. It's all good. But yeah, like my point stands, technically, currently we have 2 Tamamo variants out of the 9, and we currently have quote-unquote 4 tails. 3 from Tamamo, 1 from Tamamo Cat. So if Arya does not grow a tail, right? If Arya doesn't grow a tail, she would technically be considered as a 3rd Tamamo variant, right? Out of 9, so 1/3 there, PogChamp. And 5 tails out of 9, right? The reason why I'm counting the tails is because if Nasu gets lazy, or if they want to pull some bullshit, this is the bullshit that they're going to pull. Tamamo has 3 tails already, so therefore they're going to retcon or XCon or just delete 2 Tamamos out of existence, and they'll just call it a day. Which I think is horseshit. But at the same time, it's Nasu. If he gets too lazy, he can pull that shit off. Soon they're gonna have a DBZ fusion monster summon like QB. You gotta watch what you say. But at the same time, this is a type moon knowledge. Even if Tamamo 9 comes out, you have to understand that 9 Tamamo does not equal Amaterasu. That has been a factual equation, and that has been a thing since day one. So, what it is that Amaterasu, right? Amaterasu, which is the nine-tail beast or nine-tail monster, technically is a beast. She self-proclaimed it, therefore she probably is. She uses the avatar called Tamamono Mai. But Tamamono Mai cannot be represented as Amaterasu. It's very complicated, very convoluted. It's very fucking dumb. But there is a question mark between Amaterasu and the Tamamo that even if Tamamo were to get all her tails back, she will not become Amaterasu because Amaterasu sees Tamamo as just one of her avatars, right? Like in technicality, not Tamamo is a avatar of Amaterasu, but not Amaterasu herself. There is current theory going on that Amaterasu may have became Daiji, right? Daiji, and that is the better copy, or AKA God to Jesus variant, right? God to Jesus variant of Amaterasu. That is the current theory that's going on, due to the sheer fact that Tamamo denies the fact that Daiji and Tamamo no Mae's are in 1,000 years apart. She had nothing to do with it, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. So it is very interesting, and I do wish Nasu would go a little bit deeper on this one because there is a interesting gap between Tamamo and Amaterasu, and then Amaterasu into Daiji, and I do wish more gets discussed later, but only time can tell. Which class would be the last two Tamamo be alter ego and what? Technically, right, Opie, all Tamamos besides Tamamo no Mae are alter egos. Technically, Sakura 5s and Tamamo variants, or aka the Tamamo 9s, were technically the first alter egos. So they have the right to become alter egos. But to be perfectly honest, it can be any class. Like I'm gonna tell you straight up, they can be any class. To be honest, due to the sheer fact that they can probably be a ruler. I think Tamamo ruler could definitely be a thing. Simultaneously a pretender. Tamamo pretending to be something else. Technically already happened with Koyanskaya, so I can definitely see a Tamamo variant try to pull off as a non-Tamamo, trying to become something else that is not Tamamo. So I can see a pretender. So yeah, the contender for the classes are going to be pretender and pretender and alter ego. If they use fuckatry, foreigner. They can definitely use fuckatry to bust out foreigner. But Tama Aria already grew the tail, right? So her spirit had a tail during Samurai Remnant. What are you talking about, Relaxed? Are you talking about like she grew another tail? Because remember, every Tamamo has a tail, so it counts as a tail. So if Tamamo Aria does come to FGO with just a single tail, right? That means that we will have 3 Tamamo variants, right? 3 Tamamo variants and 5 tails. If Aria only has one. Simultaneously, understand that the Samurai Remnant Aria is not going to be in FGO Aria unless they specifically hint or state the fact that she is the Samurai Remnant Aria. You get what I mean? It's gonna be the next Grand Servant when the Fox Beast shows up. Who knows, dude? Who knows? Technically, all Grand Servant needs to like if you're actually fighting against the Beast, chat. Okay, here's the thing: if you're actually fighting a fully Beast, like fully Beast mode, like Beast on its 100% circumstances and in actual lore, technically you need all 7 classes to fight Beast. It's true. It's just true facts. You need 7 classes, all 7 of them, in order to fight a beast that has matured, if not is a problem. So if Amaterasu, right? If Amaterasu actually shows up, yeah, we're gonna do some fucketry. There's gonna be some fucketry, and there's gonna be a lot of fucking Grand Servants summoned in right off the bat, for sure, 100%, no doubt about it. And um, and then yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see for sure. I'm just excited the sheer fact that nobody has mentioned that there's no Raikou in this power up mod, right? Like, not a lot of people have noticed that there is no fucking where that Raikou at? Where that Raikou mama go? Where's that mama Raikou at? Because everybody and their mom here can be checked designated to a correlation to a said servant and said things, right? So, you got your Saber Musashi. Saber Musashi, check. Yamato Takeru. Yamato Takeru is Yamato Takeru, so check, right? Setenta. Setenta is offspring of Tsukasaha. Simultaneously, Setenta is a it's little coup, right? In yeah, it's technically a little coup. And Samurai Remnant coup was a mixture. It's he's like in the middle. Samurai Remnant coup definitely was a middle coup. It wasn't a fully matured coup. Yet it wasn't Setenta at all. But had like the notion of such, right? So the Samurai Remnant coup is like a borderline between them. So busting out Setenta makes sense. Um, and at the same time, if they want to bring welfare in or evocation, it's a perfect servant, right? I've not, depending on his percentage, right? Depending on his percentage, he might actually play a role in the story. What do you mean? Fate Samurai Remnant Tamara Aria is not the one we could be getting during the collab. Sorry, it's my very first time getting to know about Tamamo Lord. It's okay. It's yeah, as Dan says, it's called the throne shenanigans, and I think that's the best way to describe that. Just to understand that when Relaxed Owl, if you have a saber, right? If you have a saber in a Grail War A, technically, right? Technically, In Grail War B, if you get the same saber again, that is not the same saber. Now, this rule is not ironclad. There is always an exception, and we call those Nasu fuckatry. Nasu fuckatry means that Nasu does whatever the hell he wants and input exceptions left and right. But in ruling wise, right, in rules, in the quote unquote Nasu first made the rule kind of thing, no servant is of the same kind in every Holy Grail war. You get what I mean? But and then you can argue the fact that technically this wasn't a Holy Grail war, therefore the possibility of them retaining some said memories or said motion could be a possible. You're not wrong. But understand that in a regulated, normal, if there is a normal, in a completely controlled environment, if two servants of the same thing get summoned two different times, technically they are of the same person, but they are of a different dimension, beings. Okay? You get what I mean? No Tomoe on event support? No, there is. Don't worry. She's right there. Hey, good night, Lord Roku. I don't know if you get that. If you don't, just understand that in rare cases, servants do not remember their memories of the past war. Was there a single normal war Holy Grail like ever? No. That's kind of the reason why I had to state in a controlled environment, in a quote unquote no fuckatry Holy Grail war. That's what's supposed to happen. But of all the fate stays that you read, of all the routes that you go through, there ain't no fucking regular Holy Grail war, bro. Not one ever. Fate Samurai Remnant does go for a Apocrypha approach to an extent. Yeah, to an extent, yeah. Because shit went out of control, and technically, the non-Grail Grail was an unstable concoction that practically could have nuked a place if things gone wrong. At the same time, it was kind of a corrupt thing for a corrupt purpose that technically was tried to do it because of an unfortunate circumstances. Because I have to explain all the watcher capabilities simultaneously, the possibility of blah blah blah, and then like the fucking technology got leaked from the future and brought into the past, yada yada yada, all that jazz shit. I think I got a little bit of it clear now. Could Emiya be one of those fuckatries that you mentioned? Yes. Yes and no. It's funny that you mentioned Emiya, right? Because technically Emiya is special. Because Emiya is, in Fate People's Eye, it's Shiro, right? But Emiya is just a title in Type Moon Eye. Because Emiya can technically be anybody that has a strong will of justice. Okay? And that justice can sometimes get twisted. And that justice that is twisted is Demia. However, the difference between Demia and Emiya is that technically Counterforce forced Demia to do things that he didn't want to. And Emiya is Counterforce making him do things that he wanted to do, that Counterforce asked to clean up. And yes, and Emiya is certainly is a fuckatry because technically anybody can be Emiya if a certain criteria is passed. At the same time, technically anybody cannot be Emiya because there should be only one hero of justice. Right? It's a weird, interesting conceptual servant. Is he like nursery rhyme? So here's the thing. Emiya is technically a conceptual servant. But if he is a conceptual servant, technically he will be called no name. The no name is the conceptual version of Emiya. It's the classic Robin Hood, the nameless, right? The nameless is technically the conceptual version of Emiya. Emiya is essentially the person that is nameless, that is special among the nameless, which is Emiya, which we know who technically that is. You get what I mean? Are we getting things clear here? Do you understand? Or is this fuckatry more? Now understand that that is a like until Nasu fucking says that shit out loud, I can't say it's facts. But obviously he's making it that an actual thing. But just take what I just said with a grain of salt. Right? Because that is the logical Nasu knowledge and logic that he will jump and conclude to. Because Emiya is special. If you don't know why he's special, he's fucking special, right? Emiya is special. He is a very important person in Fate Stay lore, and Fate Stay slash after Fate Stay because of what he does and what he did and why he became Demia. It's digesting hard and feeling bloated somewhere before fucking free. Good. It's just understand that what I've just told you is not approved by Nasu. But from all the shit that Nasu's doing, right? From all the shit that Nasu has been doing for over 20 years, that is the logical conclusion you can put on this thing. And understand that Nasu will never tell you the right answer because he is a writer. Because if he confirmed things, shit starts to get wonky. It's funny. Like, Nasu lore works because Nasu never 100% confirms one thing. He vaguely confirms a lot of things by not confirming a single thing. That's how Nasu lore works. And you have to be as flexible as he is because you can't get yourself stuck in a rut, because once you get yourself stuck in a rut and have a headcanon for it, you're fucked. Like that's the easy trap hole as a Nasu fan you can get into, is that you get your own headcanon and you can't get out of it. Nasu is that old man from Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. You mean like Nasu busting out Sasaki Kojiro, but other stories are treated as real, like Frankenstein? Something to that extent, right? Technically, Sasaki Kojiro exists. Technically. Because there is a statue, there is a, commemoration, there is essentially an allegedly a last stand between Minamoto Musashi and Sasaki Kojiro. However, the one thing that you also need to know is that this Sasaki Kojiro is technically not the actual Sasaki Kojiro, right? Because if you look at his biography, he specifically states, a true prodigy who mastered Gundu at the young age and seems someone without match. However, right? However, there you go. Yeah. However, Sasaki Kojiro, unlike Musashi, is an imaginary swordsman who real life event were never completely proven. Right. This Sasaki Kojiro is merely a nameless swordsman, called forth to fill the role of the legendary swordsman because he could recreate the skill of a sword reversal. His purpose as a materialization was to fill in the imaginary figure, yet what went through the mind of this nameless prodigy is, well, I guess this is fine. Right? So that's a very important circumstance. Right? He was the OG pretender from day one? Technically no, but in a year like this, yeah. In like 2024, you try to pull this shit, yeah, his subclass is gonna be pretender. Minky is also a pretender. That is correct. It is very interesting that a lot of the early servants are low key imaginary because Benki also is a pretender Benki, right? Because if you watch it, if you read very carefully, yeah, Musashi Bo Benki is a story. Dauntless let Yoil, he is big and a strong man. Fought many battles together with Minamoto no Yoshitsune, aka Ushi. Died standing like a man until the very last. Truly an ideal figure of a hero. Banki is a hero. If he wields a Nagita, weak soldier's body will fly, and one roar, hungry wolves will scamper. He is rumored to be the child of an ogre. Dots. Banki is someone hard to come by, unlike myself. He is different. But as long as I am claiming to be Banky, I won't let anyone tell me that I am weak. That should be a consolation for me chicking out. His real name is Hachibo Kaisum. He was one of the Yoshitsune's vassal, but fled from battle when Yoshitsune and his servants met their death. Deeply embarrassed, he wandered Japan as a storyteller, telling the story about Yoshitsune and Benki. His wish for the Holy Grail is to make the courageous name of Benki his for eternity. That wish is already half granted, but Kaisum is still deeply embarrassed and will tell the story for all eternity. Right? So, in technicality, this is another form of Benki. He's not real. But it's the story author becoming said story character. That I didn't know? Yeah. It's a very interesting thing. Like a side note that you'll definitely like knowing this and not knowing this matters so little at this point. But it's really nice to know and understand why he is the way he is, even though he is quote unquote Benki, right? Like, why is he so fearful sometimes when he's supposed to be fearless, right? Why did in Babylonia did he abandon Ushi so easily? Because technically he was trying to be Benki. He was portraying himself as Benki, but he could never be Benki. That's why his fearful side showed up and practically caused the same mistake as he did before. Except he redeemed it at the very end, acting like a Benki, loyal like a Kaisen. It's really good, right? Like once you know these little things, like Babylonia hits hard. Once you know these little things, story does get even better. 3-star real Benki, what he had though. Well, Benki's a story, like I said. And then yeah, the encounter at the Gojo Ohashi. This is like the quote unquote the first time they met in the bridge. Oh yeah, like there's a lot of quote unquote said interesting things. What I want to know is, did Spartacus have any relation to Samson? Is he Samson's offspring or some shit? Gladiator of Thrice, Berserker of Red. Muscle, he emits aura, abnormal person with the entire body. Spartacus was a gladiator from ancient Rome, the leader of the slave war known as the War of Spartacus. The rebellion was crushed, but his name was engraved in history as a hope of those who were oppressed. He was summoned as a berserker at first, seems to oppose the proper thought. He ultimately speaks complex languages and does not assault his master, however. Spartacus can hold proper conversation, but as he always chooses the most difficult option, it's actually quite impossible to get through to him. No phantasm that is always active. Convert damage taken from enemies into magical energy to store. If the amount of magical energy is too great, it will ultimately morph his appearance. For the time being, he will accompany his master, but the master shows any slight of attitude that they are like a master, he is sure to immediately plan a rebellion. Even the bindings of the command spell will have a little effect, and he'll become a troublesome opponent. I the What does that have to do, Spartacus, with Samurai Remnant? I'm pretty sure he has to do something with Samson, but I actually don't know. But I could be wrong, right? Because I'm trying to find Samson. I'm not trying to find Solomon. I'm trying to find Samson. Culture tells stories of different deities. Samoan. Sam. Samson. Yeah, Samson. Mythology and Spartacus mythology. Is there anything? Ancient Rome and the myth of a Black Avenger. Son of Samson, Gladiator Spartacus. Okay, so Spartacus is son of Samson. I just wanted to make sure I had that fucking cleared up there. I want to make sure that we're in the same page. Son of ancient Thrace. No, it doesn't say it. Spartacus disambiguate. Lord be damned. Oh. From what I'm seeing here, there's a possibility. Yeah, son of Samson, Gladiator Spartacus. Son of Samson. It's an Italian film, though. It's not a. It's not a whatchamacallit. Oh. Yeah. Spartacus definitely is a little weird for me. True. Does he ever interact with Cersei? Oh, Spartacus. I don't know. That's a good question. Hello there, Angora Rabbit. Oh shit! Welcome, welcome. They might not release Samson and Spartacus. Could be a sort of stand-in. That could be a case. That could truly be the case as well, right? Where Samson might not be the case. So instead of Samson, a very close hero that could actually be Spartacus, because Spartacus kind of has the quote unquote spirit of Samson in a way, right? Or what they can definitely do is they can say bullshit things like, since Samson's Saint Graph is weak, it technically inhabits Spartacus at the moment. Some bullshit like that. Because it's not the first time that they stand in Samson as a, yeah, they stand in servants as a different servants and named it something else. They've been doing that since day, one. So it won't be a surprise if they pull that off. And in actuality, right? In actuality, um, Samson's a little too close to God. I know it sounds weird to say that, but he is a little too close to God. So bringing him out will be very questionable. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Because if you don't know, right, a lot of people do interpret Samson like a Jesus archetype, right, to an extent. He's he essentially hears from God. And this Samson, like, it would have been cool if Dias came along, because if Dias got a bonus, that means Samson would have been a thing. Just due to the fact that Samson derived his name, which means son, right? And then what more of a perfect bonus servant to bring out your boy Dias to be the pharaoh of the sun, yeah. Yeah, there shouldn't be anything that has to do with Spartacus. So what's probably going to happen is they might actually just not give Samson a um, spirit origin and let him reside in Spartacus. And whenever I say let him reside in Spartacus, it's going to be like the quote unquote, you know how Altera was in Paul Bunyan, where like the very first Paul Bunyan, where she was like 5 million different goddamn characters. It's going to be like that, but implied that this Spartacus is Samson, or aka Samson in spirit. Because I'm seeing Gladiator of Thrice, and from what I've seen, right, from what I've been hearing and looking through, apparently the Gladiator of Thrice is technically the offspring of Samson. Which I don't know why. It is very intriguing. The yeah, Thyssen gladiators are technically Roman gladiators with that sort of armor. Yeah, yeah, I know, I know. It's just very intriguing that there is an interesting connection that the things are making, right? Where Thryson, Gladiator Thrice is a Samson son, which I don't get. Yeah, because when I type in Samson's offspring, it busts out Gladiator Thrice. Which I still don't fucking understand. Uh, are Ushi Gozen and New Tamamo pretty much guaranteed? I don't know about Ushi Gozen because if you haven't noticed, Raiko is missing in the bonus event. I think what I can almost guarantee you is that Ushino Gozen might actually be a NPC jail. I think so. I think I can give you a, I wouldn't say confidence, but I can give you a possibility that Ushi Gozen might actually just be NPC jailed. Because if you look at it here, there's no event bonus, right? There's no event bonus for Saber, not Saber, Lancer Raiko. There is no Lancer Raiko bonus. There's also no Berserker Raiko bonus. Raiko as an existence is not in this game. I saw Chiome bonus. Are we gonna see Sabro? Most likely, we're gonna see Sabro for sure. Just because, yeah, Assassin Paraiso, aka Chiome, kind of guarantees that factor, and also he's a long time coming servant. So really glad. He also does have to relate with Yamata no Orochi, so he's kind of perfect for the circumstances, right? Because you know, snake girl, snake lady, priestess is a snake, da 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 da, yeah, right, da 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 da, da, right. And you know, aka the Saburo, who in Fate Samurai Remnant's a little twisted, but him coming out would makes a lot of sense. You get what I mean? Now that we got Takeru, now that we have Ibuki, now that we have X, Y, and Z, Ushi Gozen is matter of time. How they're going to depict Ushi no Gozen, I'm very excited about. If they're going to just use the NPC jail Raiko, it is what it is. The only possibility that we're going to get a Rider Ushi Gozen is if Tamamo Aria is not a fucking writer. She could be a 4-star writer, but at the very moment, there's like 3 fucking writer possibilities in this collab event, and I don't like it. You get what I mean? It's too much writers. Knock it off. Probably that's gonna be the worst outcome because Nasu will say this is why we can never summon Sanson in FGO. I mean, it's one of those things, right? And like I keep telling you guys, like anybody that's a little too close to God, he's not going to bust out so willy nilly. And Samson's definitely close to God. He'll probably be like your Grand Berserker, right? He has a chance to low key be a Grand Berserker than than coming in as like a normal 5-star Berserker. Because that begs the question too, right? Like if Samson's not a 4-star, then what makes a fucking 5-star Berserker? They've all often add more bonus units later, list later, so they might be hiding it for now. That could also be the case, right? If they say they're only showing portions, but at the same time, let's see if they say only portions. Campaign, collab campaign, pre-campaign, event bonus. Yeah, they'll just give you a preview shot. So yeah, it's a preview. Senko Kokai, simultaneously strengthen, event, blah blah blah. Then that begs the question, right? Why bring these up and not bring Raiko up, right? That also should give you a questionable circumstances of why was not she allowed to get interlude upgrades and strengthening upgrades? Because you know Raiko got strengthening and interlude updates. For her to be the only one that kind of get expunged out of that is kind of bullshit, in my honest opinion with you, right? Because she technically has multi-interludes, right? And at least 2 strengthenings. So it's really weird that if they do kind of just minus her out of existence, it's kind of like, kind of sus, right? Kind of sus. Kind of weird. Why would you want to do such a thing like that? Right, even on when I check the EXP bar, right? Because usually you can just go to servant strengthening, click on it, and then click on all into double suck, super suck. You're only, yeah, you don't see Raiko anywhere. Not even Lancer, not even Berserker. It's just so weird that she's the only one that's excluded when everybody else and their mom is included. So that's just, that Avalon to me is just a little um, too good to be true. You know what I mean? No Watanabe bonus? No, Watanabe technically doesn't exist in Fate Samurai Remnant. So, Kintoki doesn't exist in here too, so just don't expect all Genjis to be there. Right? What are we expecting for the new welfare? Most likely Iori. A lot of people are coping for Arya. You can cope all you want. I genuinely think they'll probably just make sure she is a 4-star or a 5-star so they can, you know, use her as bait, right? Tamamo face bait. Because technically we haven't had a Tamamo face since 2 years ago. Technically. Right? Yeah, so. The reason why I say that we're going to have a quote unquote Iori as a welfare is due to the sheer fact that if you played Samurai Remnant, you should fucking know the things he has accomplished. Simultaneously, if you know who is showing up, you would also find out, oh, the voice actor of, Elizabeth, voice actor of Pepe, aka Iori, and the voice actor of Spartacus is here. I still don't know. It's very sus. It's very interesting. I almost feel like Spartacus is there in order to hype him simultaneously, he might voice Samson, and if he voices Samson, let's fucking go. that I have a cope. My cope is Samson, right? My cope is 100% Samson, voiced by him. That's my cope. I would love to fucking have my man right here. This man who busts out not only Spartacus, not only a rash. Oh, I don't have a. I accidentally clicked out of my boy Berserker. He, Satoshi busts out all these people, which is fascinating. It's wonderful. I love it. Yamato's wife doesn't have a class, though. She technically knows she's done. She's like Nobukatsu. She's very relevant, but at the same time, she shouldn't have a class unless the ironic part is actually her wife in Iori's stepsister's ascension, pretending to be a saber. That'll be like the fucking copium of the century that Nasu can wedge in. But most likely, it's gonna be a welfare Iori. So I think it's best that you have welfare Iori like 60% set in, but use the other 40% to be like, oh, what if it's Arya? You know, like, oh, what if it's Iori's stepsister? Yada yada yada. Yuri's voice actor is there. Oh, is the voice actor of Elizabeth fucking Yuri? She is, isn't she? What? No, because the voice actor of Iori, the voice actor of Iori's sister is my daughter. Ain't no fucking shot. How dare you fucking insult? 2023. None of those, bitch. Yeah, if you don't know, the voice actor of Iori's sister is my daughter's voice actor, which is Benny Emma's voice actor. It ain't fucking her. So I hope you don't get that twisted. Okay? So it's most likely going to be your boy, right? It's most likely going to be your boy. I can get 60-40 that it's gonna be Iori welfare. Cause it's only natural, right? Fucking Iori pulled off a fucking next level shit. If you know, you know. If you don't talk about it too much. So just understand that in technicality, him being a welfare is actually not that surprising. He deserves a high star servant. Well, you also gotta understand that if you put a Yori there, I don't think you make money. They are thinking if you put 5-star Arya, they'll make money. If they put, Ushigosen, maybe they'll make money, right? There's like so many fucking servants you can just throw money in. Simultaneously, you got your 4-star Saber, most likely 4-star Saber, which is the quote unquote Finally, after all these goddamn years, chat, finally, your girl Inferno is getting her hubby. So if you don't know, Yoshine's coming. 100%. That's almost a guarantee. All right, Yoshine is fucking coming, and he ain't gonna be a welfare. You're fucking high if you think you're gonna be a welfare. Just understand the waifu husband FOMO effect. Okay, that's the same shit that happens with Siegfried and Kriemhild. That's the same shit that happens with Sigurd and Brynhilde. Right? Listen up. The FOMO in Japan for waifu attraction is fucking money. Okay? So, they're gonna fucking put him on a radar. Ain't gonna be no welfare. You are delusional if he's a welfare. The sheer potential of cash grab that is within this, within her and within him is infinite, especially in Japan. Because remember, Japan is a poor birth declining, but they adore, husband and wife circumstances. This is a perfect husband and wife circumstances that will fucking rake money in. And then also, I can almost guarantee you the Saber's gonna be very handsome. So a lot of the fucking girls are gonna be on their knees. I hope she gets a new line for him. Most likely she will. Most likely she will. So yeah, just understand that we're going to get this. Most likely, I can't guarantee you because I can't guarantee you anything because FGO currently slash Lasingle is being very sus. I'm hoping Yoshinaka is on the gacha. That is the right call. I too am hoping that Yoshi, your boy, hubby, is in the gacha. Okay, I'm hoping. I'm hoping with you guys too. We don't know anything. Anything can happen within 2 days, and fuck me, dude. They can fuck us left, right, and center. Because just understand. Because, right? They can bust out whatever this is. Oh, what the hell? Hold up. Uh-oh. Rotro. 本イベントはメインクエストパート2によるネタバレを一部を仕組みます。メインクエスト Oh, so yeah, this is essentially probably going to confirm she went from 5.2 to Remnant. Most likely. Just because there is a quote unquote spoiler warning for part 2. So I am guessing that this is going to be a 5.2 continuation warning. Very interesting that it specifically says say hi Sensol. Because in technicality, they never wrote that shit until now. Yeah, because it's the waxing ritual, right? The waxing moon ritual. It's not a holy grail war. And by the way, guys, if you guys haven't played this story or game, I highly recommend you do it. It's definitely worth your time. It's so fun, so easy. It's one of the easiest Fate games you can just indulge and dive into and start enjoying the game. Simultaneously, it's a fun game to play on top of a very nice lore-heavy game. What's the story lock for this event? Singularity F. So in order for you to play the event, it's F. But at the same time, they specifically says there's going to be spoilers for part 2. So I'm assuming this is right after Olympus. Most likely. If they're gonna say that this is a part 2 spoilers, most likely this is gonna be a 5.2 aftermath. Right? So who knows? Who actually fucking knows? It's not locked unless you. It's technically locked because you have to beat the tutorial, which is Fuyuki F. Okay. But after Fuyuki F, it's unlocked to everybody. Most likely this will get an update. We don't know, but for now we are missing specifically Raiko, which is kind of sus, meaning that there's a possibility of a new Raiko. If it's not a new Raiko, they just straight up took Raiko out of existence. Or they can do the big fucking brain strat, and they can make that writer a pretender and make that shit a fucking they can make that shit into a writer pretender and make that Shuten Doji, which technically is not Shuten Doji, but it's Ushi Gozen pretending to be Shuten Doji, pretending to be Raiko. That will be some 5-head shit. But who knows? Summer Sashi Bud, please, I'm coping here. Yes, I hope you guys smoke all your copiums. We still got 2 more days before the live stream comes in, so don't forget to hit that follow button and hit subscribe on Twitch so you don't get hit with ads during the live translation. Buff my boy Ku. I mean, boy Ku is pretty buff for sure. He's already got like pretty good buffs. If he gets another buff, cool, but it is what it is. Most likely he won't. Yeah, just as a quick reminder, chat. I hope people don't mistake this. This is not a Samurai Remnant, Fate Stay Samurai Remnant. This is not a Fate Stay Samurai Remnant banner. This is a quote-unquote broadcast banner, which equates to the satellite station. Which equates to the satellite station, which equates to this, right? Which equates to them. So in the next one, in the quote unquote before the Valentine's Day event is gonna come, you're gonna get quote unquote Bima as a Rado. You're probably gonna get Bima and is it Bima Teska Toripuka? No way. Is it? Did we get a banner for that? Login bonus, live stream reveals. Project events post. Okay, yeah. So since technically this is their first time doing it, right? So you're probably gonna get another banner that's Bima, right? You're probably gonna get Bima, Toraroku, and then Teska Toripoka Toraroku. Fury spam Earth stance, pretty much. What up, CZ? Good morning, my friend. I hope you're doing swell. Arjuna needs to be buffed. To be perfectly honest to you, chat, I have a sneaky suspicion that this event, the Samurai Remnant event, is going to have a challenge quest that's going to make your boy Arjuna buffed as fuck. There's going to be a challenge quest where we're going to have to beat Arjuna, and he's the buffest boy on planet Earth, so people will fucking regret shit talking him. Yeah, you're telling me there's a chance for Tez? As a banner, yeah. Yeah. Like, I think before Valentine's Day, there might actually be a Tez banner again. Who knows? It's copium, but from this pattern that they've given us here, I wouldn't doubt it. And before there's no buffs again, I'm pretty sure there will be at least one buff. I ain't gonna lie to you. Every single one of these servants that is a 4-star and below needs a buff. Needs a buff. To be honest with you, some people need animation updates. Some people need Jesus. But at the same time, I really do hope they give us an upgrade. Anybody. You can even give fucking Gilgamesh an upgrade. Fuck it, dude. We take those. Most likely Gil's gonna get a costume, but I mean, it is what it is. Ku can get a costume too, because if you don't know, if you actually look at his his clothing is a little different from each one of his ascensions. Each ascension does not have the same clothing as Samurai Remnant at all. Even though this one probably will be the closest, I believe. That one probably be the closest to the Fate Samurai Remnant clothing. I don't know if you can see it here. Might be his third one. No. Yeah, it's more of the first one. I think the first one's the closest. But technically, the design on the his etching is completely different. If you look it up side by side. I know this because Ku-Fan knew this, and because the voice actor of Elizabeth, who also is a big fan of a person who knows a Ku-Simp, which is the voice actor of Nitocris, specifically told about this circumstance, which is very funny. Like half the rogue servants are on the banner. Technically, yeah. Angry Mango's an ass, but he's a monster. Pretty much. Just fine, but I'll take an upgrade. True. Buff Kid Gil, you're getting timed out for that. How dare you? How fucking dare you even mention his ass name? Oh, there's a line between Saber and Yuri talking about food? Most likely. I mean, they have to, right? They've done a whole fucking New Year celebration to it, so. What, Cersei to have steroids? I mean, sure. Cersei, in my honest opinion, I think she's good where she's at. It'd be nice if she can do more, but, you know. I highly doubt they'll buff her. Like, it's funny because out of all the buffs, everybody needs a buff here. Like like if you've seen Arjuna, Arjuna needs McLovin because we all love Arjuna, but everybody hates Arjuna because they're not treating Arjuna with respect that he deserves because he is a fucking monster in both lore and on Samurai Remnant. Try to fight him, he'll kick your ass 5 times over. The Ashma Vitamin is it's got that relation. At the same time, Ashma Vitamin is what's the word? Is oh fuck, I can't remember what he was. He's one of the aspects that's plays a role. They're all both on fire, right? There's a common theme there, fire. Odyssey. Odysseus from Cersei, obviously. And at the same time, we don't know what percentage they are, chat. We don't know the percentage of them. So they could just literally be here for the sake of being here, right? And that's the very difficult part. All these characters have a strength up and bond up, but we don't know the percentage. And you have to understand, in order to have an impact on a event, they have to be 50% and up. If not, anybody that's 30% and below is just a fill-in, tie-in, or fill-in, tie-in, and AKA just indie event, right? Whether it's like in a node challenge quest or like a side quest meme. Let us get Ruler Gil. He's gonna have QP based skills. What do you mean by that? Does that mean every skill we use from him lose QP, or his strength depends on how much QP we got? Those are very two different mechanics, and don't say both because fuck that. This is one of the few times I kind of want Chiome to have a lower bonus standard as to not lower her summer odds. Let's go. You're just like, she's just a side character because the main character, she gonna be in summer. I like that Copium. True, true. 1 million QP for MP. Oh, that's pretty cheap. We can shoot a couple of those pretty easily. Not bad, not bad. 1 mil is easy price to pay. It better scale fucking good. I swear to God. I ain't shooting no 1 mil for a pea shooter. So it specifically says right here, please do understand that there are going to be some servants that will probably not show up in the main scenario, right? There are servants that are going to have bonuses, but there are going to be circumstances that they will not participate in the actual scenario. So they even warn you right here that says, hey, you're going to see all the bonuses, but be careful. Just because you see all the bonuses doesn't mean you're going to see, you're going to see said servants. I think most likely it's going to be Spartacus, Jolter, um, I want to say Muchachi Berserker, but I don't know which Muchachi she wants to fucking pull it off of, so I can't really tell you. Most likely it'll be Lancer Shuen, because, you know, we saw old man Lee Shuen, so it's funny to see that. Maybe a Dissy. A Dissy you'll probably not see. Ashima Vitamin you're probably not going to see. Yagu you're probably not going to see. If they're not going to bring the OG, right? So I'm going to refrain myself from possibilities until they say it specifically. But be prepared, chat. Collaboration legitimately is right around the corner. Not bad. Yeah, my room is specialized, so you can take it. Ember Farm and Map Farm. Ember Farm and Map Farms are all open. They're not half off, which is very upsetting. Strengthening and interludes are half off, but whatchamacallits are not half off, which is kind of dumb. Yeah, it's so weird to like the sheer fact that the Raikou is missing is kind of sus, right? And I don't know if Uchi Gozen's gonna be like the monster we gotta deal with because of this. Like, it's so weird that they're purposefully hiding Raikou, right? They are obviously hiding Raikou. I don't know why. Um, it's almost as if Raikou might be like a 5-star beast servant or some dumb shit called Uchi Gozen, but who knows? You can clip that and throw that shit all around, Reddit. It's all up to you. But it is what it is. Is there gonna be a beast? Who knows, right? I can guarantee you that there's gonna be another beast class soon. Whether if it's not an ordeal call, it'll be in somewhere else. But expect a beast class soon. I can almost guarantee it's gonna be like once a year. I can almost see one beast 1 year. It's not good. Because technically there is a... If they want to rehash the same beast, technically we have a... What? 1, 2... 3... Right, 1, 2, 3. There's about 3 beasts we can rehash real quick if they want to. 4, right? Technically, there's a 4th one. Is it gonna be in? Nope, it's not. Not him. He'll probably take time. He'll probably be like either anniversary or next year. Cope it. Cope it and bury it. How you doing, Pyun Lee? I hope you're doing swell. Welcome to the practically almost at the end of the stream. Understand that I didn't watch my rabbit hole because I got so caught up in this charade. But as a reminder, we do have a live stream here, chat. Make sure you don't forget to hit that follow button and subscribe so you don't forget to eat El Spaghetti. Oh. And then, yeah, this live stream is going to talk about the collab 100%. This is where we're gonna learn servants, welfares, event. Will there be raid? I don't think so. I want to say I don't think so. But if Ushigozen does come, right? Let's pretend this is a what if scenario. Okay, so what if scenario occurs and we do actually get a either A, NPC Ushigozen, or B, summonable Ushigozen. Okay? Fun fact. Ushigozen was one of the few raids we did back in the day. So if there is Ushigozen, it'll be a nice callback to older generation FGO players to have a raid. Will we have a raid? The live stream will tell us. Most likely not, because we just finished a raid. But as I've started to notice interesting things, JP likes to do the same shit NA does at the same time these days. So, in a weird coinkadink circumstances, there's a possibility that this JP collab event could have a raid. You know why? Case File on NA also had a surprise raid. We kind of knew it was coming to an extent, but there was a raid in the end. So, that's copium. 100%. But just think of it as a possibility and put that in the back of your head's eye.